And I just ran into an old friend, Todd Lynn, who's a great comic. I haven't seen him in a while, but I've been a fan for a long time. We're old friends from New York City. Good to see you.
You too, man. How you been, Jeff?
I've been wonderful. I've been really, really great. Up here getting a lot of videos from a lot of cool people. And I'm so glad the timing was right that I happened to run into you. My timing works.
Yes, timing is everything in this business. And yours is immaculate right now.
Especially in comedy. So I haven't heard your new act, but I hear that you're doing a lot of new stuff, that you're talking about personal things in your act.
Yeah, it's gotten real personal because I had a health crisis. I actually had cancer, and I'm in remission. So I'm basically discussing that, trying to make it kind of comfortable. It's kind of painful, but trying to, that's what comedy is. We take the tragedy and, and flip it. So
that's what they say. Comedy comes from pain. Unfortunately, you had to have that much.
I hated to have that much, but it's really all I have left now. I was a good opinion guy, a very good, insight comedic guy. I never really delved into being autobiographical, but after experiencing this, I said, well, this is really the only way I can go if I really want to stay true to being a good stand-up comic and trying to emulate the people that I really respected, like the Pryors and people like that, to actually take your real life experiences and try to, paint that picture for everybody in a comedic manner.
As opposed to just working from material. Like, because before, your material was always sharp, you were always entertaining, I always saw, you always got big laughs, but it wasn't necessarily about your life per se. I mean, you would talk about growing up in the suburbs, about growing up well-to-do, as opposed to like thugs who come from the hood who are talking about.
It's a little different in the sense that now the material really emanates from yourself. I think at some point, the best comedians find a way to translate their reality to other people in a comedic way. So it's been a little difficult, but it's really the journey and the process has really been like fulfilling, because it's like, man, I'm finally telling a story that I really enjoy, coming from me. I think probably the most difficult part is with telling jokes, it's just jokes and an opinion. If somebody don't like it, you don't care. But working this way, it's kind of like, this is me. If they don't like it, they don't like me.
But do you find that it's hard sometimes for the audience to want to laugh, because you're telling a very serious story, obviously, how you had cancer and how it affected you? Is it hard for them?
It's some parts are hard, because I'm talking about at one point my heart stopped and I died. So that could, when is that ever funny?
Yeah, right. And it's a testament to your talent that you can make it funny. Take something like that and
it's been a challenge, but it's kind of worth the challenge, because now, because of what I've dealt with, I'm a big advocate of health care, the single payer system in America, and hoping that at some point that can finally happen.
Single
payer system.
Single payer system.
Yes, insurance-wise, because, that was part of what I was dealing with, was not having insurance. Matter of fact, I dealt with cancer for 26 months without having any health care.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I basically pawned, paid, sold, hawked everything I could to pay for medication and treatment. So
that's hard. Thank God you're in remission, though. When did you find out this good news?
Well, I actually have only been out the hospital for 60 days.
You're up here performing.
Yes, I was in the hospital from January 13th to April the 8th.
Well, I have to say, knock wood if there's any wood around, that you you look healthy, considering, look, I see that you're walking with the aid of a stick,
Yeah,
right?
I have a mobility stick because I lost probably 95% of my eyesight doing this too, so I'm a little more than legally blind. So I've learned
pancreatic.
Yes, it was, and I'm one of the 3% of people that survive pancreatic cancer. So
God is looking over you,
He is, very much so.
And it's an unusual thing to say, because in life sometimes there are bad things that happen, things that we label bad, of course. What's the good part of that? But you've managed to turn it around and give inspiration to people who are sick.
Survival. It's the survival of it, man. at one point, the minute they diagnose you, you hear pancreatitis, you go, oh, I'm dead. Now it's just a process of declining health. And at one point, my health had completely declined, and that's why I was in the hospital for a 4-month period. But then, during the middle of that, my numbers start getting better, and apparently the chemotherapy started destroying the cancer cells. And I actually got a call. I hadn't really spoke to anybody about it. Well, not a lot of people. And I got a call from the Montreal Comedy Festival during the time I was in the hospital as I was recovering. And I said, well, if I'm going to go up there, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to use this as a platform to maybe help some other people, maybe give some other people some hope and push them in the right direction. And, so I said, that's the only thing I can talk about that'll be relevant. Opinions and being sharp and being comedically funny and on stage wasn't going to do anything for what I felt like I was put in place to do now.
Now you have a message to get across to people.
Yeah, it's not just a message. It's really a reality that, hey, this happened to me. This could happen.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it came out of nowhere. Yeah, this can happen to me. This can happen to anyone. And I think that we all should be aware and cognizant of it. And as a nation, we need to be more compassionate to people. We can't. There's no possible way we could cut back Medicare or Social Security without literally killing people.
Absolutely, that's very true.
Literally killing people. And as comedians, it's always been our strength to be able to discuss things, and put things out there that other people couldn't discuss.
Right. We managed to get a point across. Comedy, you can make a point stronger with comedy than you can trying to drum something into people in a serious manner.
And it's absolutely true. And that's always been one of the strengths of being a stand-up comic. And I've always been able to be funny, but this is the first time I've been able to be funny and discuss a relevant point that could possibly help some people. I didn't get into comedy to be any type of martyr or to be, the lead or anything like that, but I guess this is kind of how my path has led me.
Sometimes God opens up an opportunity for you and saved you for a reason, which is amazing to me. I mean,
this is where I'm at now. This is what I need to do. This is what I want to do. This is what right now at this very moment I feel very comfortable doing.
Do you feel that your sense of humor and your comedy in general helped you to survive?
I feel like if I didn't have comedy, I would not have survived. If I didn't have something to, even all the time I was sick, I said, let me write something down. I still felt like I had a goal, like it was still something achievable through.
While you were in the hospital, you were coming up with things? I
was writing my experience. The journal became the jokes, this day this happened, and on this day this happened, and then this happened. The journal, everyday journal became the material.
And how do you manage that now when your sight has been so affected?
Well, when you don't have a sight, you have your memory becomes stronger, and it becomes more visceral. You get a gut. Yes, like, because that's what you have. All you have is your memory of what that vision was. And so you have to try to find a way to verbalize it, to create that picture, to translate it to other people. So actually your writing becomes stronger because what you say verbally has to really paint the picture.
How did you first know that you were sick in order to go to the doctor in the first place? What kind of?
You would bust out laughing.
I doubt it.
Actually, the way I knew I was sick was I had erectile dysfunction and I panicked and went to the doctor.
Oh man. Man, that's crazy.
And so Viagra basically saved my life.
Save your life. You're right. I'm laughing.
Yeah, I thought I gotta get some Viagra because my dick don't work. And so I went to the doctor, and they said, well, it ain't just that. It's more than that. You need to go get some blood work done, go see an oncologist. And in the process, that's when I found out. So basically, my sexual urges kind of made me save my life, so.
That's an amazing thing where messages come from in the universe, right?
I thought that'd be the last place I'd get a message from, but.
Down below, from
down below the waist message. But that's how I found out. And then from there, I found out my insurance was canceled through the Screen Actors Guild, and then it became.
You weren't aware? You mean you thought you had insurance, and then you found out it was canceled?
Yeah, I found it was canceled after I actually left the doctor initial time. They said, well, your car's not working. I said, okay, let me find out what's going on. And then from that point, it was like almost a 24-month struggle.
A battle. And
well, not even. A war. Because I had to write letters, everything else, and oddly enough, my heart stopped at one point in the hospital. And the very next day, I was approved for Medicaid. So I actually had to die to get health care. Yeah, I had to die to get health care.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, look, the people here are waiting to take you to your show. I'm just so glad I got a chance to see you, brother. It was great. Let me give you a hug. Okay. I wish you all the best. It was great to see you, man.
All right.